Hey everybody, hello, hello, hello. It is Monday, September 16th. I had to look. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. And so today I just wanted to get on here quickly and something that I wanted to share with you. I had, hi Sarah, how are you doing? Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. I wanted to hop on here and I've had some people I've worked with before mention that they've commented, hey, why do I always, hi Diane, how are you? Why do I always feel hungry even an hour or so after I've just eaten? Like, why do I always feel hungry? And I just wanted to get on here real quick. Part of the, it might be that is a symptom of leptin, being leptin resistant. And what does that mean? Leptin is a hormone in our body, and it's actually, it's in our brain, and it is when it's in tune with our fat cells, actually. And so when we have eaten a meal and our body is satisfied, we have, our fat cells then signal leptin that, hey, we're full, stop eating. And so that's what happens when leptin is functioning, at a normal level. So when our insulin levels are, leptin and insulin are, it's a whole body system, right? So when our insulin levels are also off, then that whole mechanism gets disrupted. And so then even when you've eaten a meal and you should feel full, it's not, those fat cells aren't communicating with your brain and your leptin levels saying, hey, we're good, stop eating. So you just keep eating. And it has to do with, hormone levels. So just what are some things that you can do to help that? Well, I wanted to read off just a few things. So stress can also affect it. There's the hormone cortisol. It's a stress hormone, and that can throw your insulin levels off, which then of course can throw your leptin levels off. And so the more you can manage stress, I know it's easier said than done, but the more you can manage the stress in your life, the better that is too, through meditation, prayer, journaling, trying to look at your situation differently, get perspective on a situation, how to handle things differently. That can all help, right? So that's one. I would say the biggest thing is to cut out white sugar and white flour. Man, I've been doing more and more research on that, and those two things are like the biggest culprit. And isn't that so prevalent in our society, in the grocery stores, fast food chains, everywhere is processed, refined foods. That is probably the biggest thing. If you can cut those out, and here's the other thing, depending on your level, everyone has a susceptibility level to food addiction. I'm sure you've heard, I want to say hi everybody. If you're here, will you just say hi and welcome say hi in the comments. Sorry, I'm just like on fire today. Anyway, let me know if you've heard of leptin resistance. Have you ever heard of leptin before? Also, have you heard that, processed refined flours and sugars trigger your brain as far as addiction goes, just like cocaine and heroin? Has anyone heard that before? Hi, Julia. Anybody read that or heard of that? Well, more and more and more, there's like scientific evidence saying that is true. And if you think about it, what are all of these things have in common, do you think? Right? Anyone guess? They are all super refined from normal, like from plants, right? Both heroin and cocaine come from what, the poppy seed and cocoa leaves. Really, we have poppy seeds on our baked goods, and they don't really seem to do much harm. But when you refine it to a very fine powder, these things become very addictive. The same thing happens with sugar and flour. So when you can reduce those, some people have to, I mean, if it's an addiction for you, you have to eliminate it. Just like a smoker really needs to get rid of the cigarettes, an alcoholic, they can't just have one drink and be okay. It's got to be a new lifestyle, right? So anyway, that is probably the biggest thing right there. And replace it with whole foods. Whole foods that your body knows how to process. That's going to really help. Omega-3 fatty acid foods as well, such as salmon and avocado, nuts and seeds. That is going to, that really helps your brain. And that's going to, you don't want to overdo that stuff, but just to, get several servings in a week even, will really help your brain function better. And the brain also needs good carbohydrates. You can get that from potatoes, like your sweet potatoes and other things like that they're starchier vegetables, but they're also whole. I also encourage my clients to also eat mostly non-starchy veggies if they're trying to lose weight, because that does help a little bit with the carbohydrate ratio. But carbs are good for you, and they're I like everything in moderation, and you want to get them from a really good source. Okay, so that was the second. So reduce your stress. You're going to have to either reduce or cut out, depending on your if you can eat a little bit of dessert and be fine and be satisfied for a few days, that's great. If that's going to set you into a tailspin, I get that, then you're going to probably have to cut those out, but you can substitute them with better things. And then make sure you're getting enough sleep, because have you found that when you're tired, don't you just want to eat all the time? You want to eat, you want to drink coffee. It's just a spiral. And what's happening is there's another hormone called ghrelin, which is actually the hunger hormone. So that is actually triggered when you don't get enough sleep. That is triggered. Has anyone heard of ghrelin? Anybody? No? Let me know if this is helping at all too. Let me know if this is helping at all. But if when you get enough sleep, you just feel so different. You can make decisions better. You're clear-headed. You have more energy, and don't have to rely on caffeine and sugar and all that to keep you up. But what's happening is your hunger hormone is triggered because your body thinks, "Oh, I'm tired, and so I need food to fuel my body to keep it going, even when you're not hungry." So those are some things to try. And after coaching people for all these years, I've just found that a lot of this is trial and error. I can't coach people all the same, and so I'm like, well, see if I'm working with one lady. She, is making healthier choices throughout the week, but she's allowing herself a little bowl of ice cream on Friday, and that seems to be working well for her because she knows she's not deprived, but she's also able to control that, and it's like, oh, that was great, and she can keep going. So it just depends, and if that ice cream on Friday is going to put you into wanting more and more sugar and things like that, then that's when you might have to say, well, that's not really working for me. So you have to assume no willpower and keep that stuff out of your house. And you'll have to have, it's great to have then healthy snacks and really make it easy on yourself to grab fruit instead, or a snack, another healthy snack that's going to keep you satisfied, that's already prepped and ready to go. So I just wanted to get on here really quick and mention those things to you. I hope this, if you see this on the replay or live, will you let me know, was this helpful at all? Would you like to see more tips like this? Let me know. And this is on Facebook. I'm probably going to try to put this on Instagram too. And on Instagram, I have a link in my bio that has a bunch of resources on it. If you would like any, if you have any other questions for the folks on Facebook or Instagram, PM me your questions. If you'd like to know any more about my coaching services, please PM me, private message me, and I'll get more information to you. I have a group program and one-on-one coaching, and people are seeing amazing results. So just let me know. Otherwise, I do have some freebies as well. In Facebook, I'll put a link to a resource page that has freebie resources as well. So let me know if this was helpful. And also, are there any other topics that you'd like for me to talk about? I'm going to get on here probably a couple times a week, and just with different topics. So let me know what else you might want to learn more about. Thanks for tuning in. I want to keep it short. It's probably lunchtime, and you guys have a great rest of your day. All right? Have a good one.